Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up with Bunny. I hope that you guys are waking up to an awesome Tuesday, whatever day it is, right? I've got my coffee, I've got my water. I'm ready to take on the day. I hope you are as well. We are going to browse the interwebs and see what we see on the timeline and hope we've got some good stuff to talk about this morning. I am pretty excited about it. So let's dive in. We've got me, clearly, fun, always a good time. Gotta love little kids in sports. Okay, let's see some real stuff here. Lee Jordan always puts the good stuff out. If you guys missed my bunny interview with Lee Jordan a few weeks ago, it was phenomenal. I just want to say, check that out. Go to YouTube channel for Worth Playboy, search for the bunny interviews and go through. I've interviewed some awesome people: Ryan Stone, Lee Jordan, Steven Story, Ginger in the Wild, Sarah Beth Urich, George Bruno, Pat Stedman. I've had some Johnny Noble. I've had some really great, Dan Heron, some really great interviews. And it's not all dating and relationships. Everyone kind of communicates in that way sometimes, but it's a lot of just real world advice that I love to look at on those bunny interviews. So I hope that you will check that out. Good morning. Good morning. I am so tickled you guys are here. Thank you for checking in on the chat. I love that. Also, just so you guys know, if you are tuning in from Twitter, I will not be able to see any comments or likes or any love that you share over there or questions that you ask. So just so you're aware at this time, and I'm sure that will all get updated over time, but at this time, I can't see anything that you put up live. So if you want to communicate with me during the Wake Up with Buddy show, you're going to have to do it from YouTube in the chat. And I will let you know when things like that update. All right, you sexy humans, let's do this. Let's see. Can I buy you a drink? No, but why do I get the feeling that was an ad? God dadgummit. They got me. That was dadgummit. All right, no more of that bullshit. Handy gal Ginger. Handy Ginger gal. This is one of the girls. I actually had Ginger on 2 different shows. So we had one show that was like a normal bunny interviews, and we never got into like sex and relationship because she's had such a varied, unique, interesting life. So then we actually had a second interview about a week and a half later that was nothing but sexy sex stuff. So check that out if you haven't already. All right, normal men always underestimate the depravity of girls and the fucked up things they'll do for an alpha they're already fucking. 1000% accurate. So let's see what Kyle Mao had said. Women will do a lot for good sex. When I lived in LA, girls would text me while they were on dates with guys, telling me how bored they were and asking me if they could come over after. I tell them to order some food to go, put it on his tab, and bring it, and they always would. 1000%. You know, here's the thing with game that I think that most people underestimate is that with good game, you can actually test to see if it'll work. If you don't believe that this kind of thing will work, just test it. Do it one time and see if it works. Your mind will be blown at the links that girls will go to when you're running good game. CHATEAU Biker, good morning. I haven't seen you over here in a bit. I am so excited that you're here. So excited. I'm also so excited for it to cool off a little bit. For Worth, that I've been like warming up the bikes lately. I'm so ready to get back out there. I'm so excited you're here. Thank you for tuning in and for saying hello. So what I want to bring up to you also, guys, if you get a girl locked in on your dick with some awesome sex, it will go leaps and bounds in your ability to control the frame. All girls really want is amazing sex. So if you will go to my website, myplayboysbunny.com, my very best-selling book is under products, Fuck Like a Porn Star. If you have any questions or want to improve your game, what I have found is that the people who buy Fuck Like a Porn Star and who take my Fuck Like a Porn Star course are actually already top performers that just want an extra edge. So if life is too short for bad sex, or even boring or mediocre, or I wonder what could be a little bit different and better. So if you want to take that Fuck Like a Porn Star book and utilize it for your pleasure and her lock-in, do it. Do it. Because girls will go to great lengths for great sex, and they want to latch on to a man who gives them great sex, who gives them great experiences, a guy who just gets it. So these are the lessons of game. Game is just learn charisma. Stan the Milkman is in the house. It's 2000 here now. Yes. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. I love it. Good morning, Baron. Good morning. Good morning, nerds. I love it. I love that everybody has their stuff here. This is so good. All right. I got to get past this handsome gentleman. We need to update Fort Worth's profile pic to show his cute little face. Little tricep work here. Oh, this is going to be good. Okay. Oh, this is a good video. We've seen this. So what the wall denial looks like.
Or harder for you?
It's honestly stupid.
What's the difference between now and then?
It's harder to meet people who have the same interests as you, because as a woman, the older you get, the more serious you get.
Yeah.
But men...
Do you think it's because men are becoming more successful as they age and they have their pick of the litter?
No.
I think they're becoming stupider, to be honest.
Or do you think that they're just going for younger women?
I don't think it has anything to do with age.
No, I think it's that men have discovered that they don't need to try as hard to want to win a woman's heart. And it's sad because there are a lot of women out there who will settle for that, and that's fine. We won't settle for that. So if you don't bring your A game, you're just really not.
How old are you ladies?
30.
32.
Okay. At your age, do you feel like dating has become easier or harder for you?
It's honestly stupid.
What's the difference between now and then?
It's harder to...
Okay. Let's just talk about this a little bit. So first and foremost, these girls are both, well, the one on the left is actually obese. She's clinically obese. If you took her body fat, she's obese. She's not overweight. She's obese. The other one is pushing maximum density. The one who's mouthing is pushing maximum density. So both of these girls are, I would say, easily 30 pounds over what they should weigh at this moment, especially because, well, one of them looks like she has had a kid or two, but not married, theoretically no kids. They're overweight for where they should be. And her first response about men and dating is that men are stupid. So you know that she is challenging at best whenever she is out on a date with a man. She's challenging at best. That's putting it gently. These girls are not making it easy. They are not going into dates with enthusiasm or with fun on the brain. And what's interesting is the share here is that women are in denial about the wall. Absolutely accurate. She thinks it has nothing to do with her age, that men are not dating younger. It's just that they're idiots. That's the problem. That's why she can't find a man. It's because men are stupid. Forget the fact that there's this woman, he could date, let's say a 35-year-old guy. These girls are 30 and 32. These guys could, at 35, 40, 45, could date one of these lovely ladies who's just assuming that they're stupid, just like calling it out, saying, yeah, they're just, everything about it's dumb. It has nothing to do with me. It's all them. And then, or they could date a 25, 28-year-old who's excited, who gets dressed up, who doesn't look like the body of a potato, you know, who is actually trying their hardest when they go out, because girls who want to find a man and who want to be dating are going to go out of their way to make sure that they maximize their opportunities, that this first date is their last first date ever. Their last first date. Every girl who actually wants a boyfriend, and you have to have the boyfriend to have the fiance, you have to have the fiance to have the husband, you have to have the husband to have the house, you have to have the house to have start having kids. It's all part of this long game that girls play. This is how we're wired. From preschool on, all we're thinking about is our Barbie dream house, our man, and our wedding. The kids we're going to have, that's what we think about. So we have to have all of these things in place. So the girls who want that and lean into that are not this kind of girl. This kind of girl has been run through so many times that they've got that dead eye, that deadpan. We talked about exactly this kind of girl on the Bunny Show Live yesterday morning. I'm sorry, on Wake Up with Bunny yesterday morning. On Monday morning, we talked about exactly this kind of guy, because Fort Worth had put up his list of slut tales, and these girls pretty much hit almost all of the markers, okay? So these girls, or at least the one talking, I don't, you know, other than looking like an obese potato, the other one's not really doing anything wrong. It's the mouthy one that we're really, you know, running into the ground here, because she put it out there, right? So just know that while a 35-year-old man or a 32-year-old man or what may look at these girls and think that that's the only option they have, no, not at all. Not at all, especially if you hang out in this neighborhood long enough and continue to improve your game, your learned charisma, your confidence, your sex, the way that you carry yourself, the way that you go through the world. You should be dating 25, 28-year-old girls, not 30, 32 or older. These girls are your peers, and your peers aren't going to respect you. The way that this girl was talking, that's how you would go through life in that scenario. Bleh. That sounds terrible. Good morning, Tony. Good morning. I am so tickled you are here. Guys, if you missed me going on Tony Bruno's reality check vodcast a few weeks ago, it was fucking phenomenal. It was so good. We had our discussion, then Pat Stedman jumped on, and another guy, Adverum, who everybody just had a really great conversation about attraction and sexual attraction. It was so fantastic. Tony, if you're in here, if you would put the link up in the chat box, I would really appreciate it. Great conversation. If you did not catch it, I encourage you to check that out. It was so good, and Tony's show was fun to go on. I enjoyed myself a lot. All right, let's see. Rev, if she likes her coffee black, guess what else she likes black? I had a girlfriend who used to say that she likes her coffee the color of her skin, and she was even paler than I was. I was like, do you want some actual coffee with your cream, or you just want to drink like milk, warm milk? Oh my gosh. Shitpost Gateway, let's see. Bro, I offered this bitch some noodles after sex, and she had the nerve to say, so everything's 2 minutes here. I've been suicidal since then. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. This is what Donkey would have looked like if he had drank human potion after instead of the Shrek. That's hilarious. Gotta love Shrek jokes. Personally, I'd prefer my nutritionist to have a body I'd actually aspire to. Okay, this is an important point. Nutritionists, I have never met a nutritionist who was not overweight. It does not compute. It doesn't make any sense, except that the nutrition that nutritionists are taught is very much like the food pyramid, which the more we talk about, the more we dig into, the more you understand that that's not really the ideal way of staying lean, staying healthy, and having energy to burn for workouts. The same goes for personal trainers, nutritionists and personal trainers, people in the medical profession. These should be aspirational human beings. So if you look like a potato and you're a personal trainer or a fitness trainer or teacher or class, leader, you should look the part. Everything that you do should be speaking that into the world and going ahead of you, even if you are not in the gym or in the office at that moment. You need to be living that lifestyle in all ways. That doesn't mean that you never cheat. But what I've seen is, because we run in personal training circles, like there's this one there, and this is a woman. She clearly is not being led and directed very well. Her man does not have good game. Her man does not have good frame. She said that she likes to sleep in instead of eat breakfast because she'd rather have that 5 minutes of sleep. She said this to her personal training clients. This is a terrible message to send out into the world, when what she could be doing is saying, it takes 20 seconds to have a protein shake in the morning, and then I can sleep and still have breakfast and start my day off right. She wasn't talking about intermittent fasting. Make no mistake. You guys give her too much credit if you think that she was talking about like something regimented. No, she was talking about being fucking lazy. So personally, I prefer my nutritionist to have a body I'd actually aspire to. Absolutely. Absolutely. Where you do see that is physical therapy. Physical therapists are very often in absolutely primo shape. I would say more often than even personal trainers. I love watching. I am in love with this fascinating profile these days. It's like, it's so good. That's kind of like my ASMR right there. Oh, that looks delicious. Oh, those even look like homemade buns. That looks so good. I'm just going to drink my coffee and move on about my day. Stephen's story. We've all watched enough Looney Tunes to solve this problem with at least 12 household items.
Oh, yeah. Tror du du kommer upp här?
Jag pratar med Maria.
Tror du du kommer upp här?
Vad ska du slå med mig? Nej, wallah. Nej, vad ska du göra då? Jag vill prata med dig, Maria. Vad vill du? Du har redan stått och pratat med mig länge nog. Jag säger jag tycker synd om dig. Gå härifrån.
Mohammed, du kommer inte upp här. Du kommer inte in i mitt hem. Du kommer inte in i mitt hem, Mohammed. Du kommer inte in i mitt hem. Därför han högg mig med en kniv, Maria. Han högg mig med en kniv. Han högg mig med en kniv, en stor köttkniv. Såg ni det? Du, han krossade glaset med en sten. Mohammed.
This does not end well. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Always be carrying, guys. I haven't pooped today. Oh. All right. This is a great thing to converse about right here. AJ Cortez. Body count discourse is funny. The reaction, it doesn't matter. Why should any man care? Good reveal of a woman who has zero grasp on morality, honor, and consequences. To acknowledge that their past behavior infers anything about their character is cognitive dissonance. Whoo! AJ Cortez is bringing the fire. Bringing the fire. So, okay. So there's two camps. There's the guys who are like, I don't think about it. Who cares what kind of cock count she had before me? It says nothing about her. And then there's the camp that it literally, even one before you is too many. So there seems to be no middle ground. But understand that if you're in denial about her cock count, you're in denial about how many men came before her, came before you, how many dicks she's ridden, how many, what the circumstances were. Every single one of the dicks a woman rides in normal female behavior. Now, I'm not even talking about the damaged girls. I'm not even talking about the girls who were molested, had, early, kind of exposure to sexual stuff that was forced on them. I'm not even talking about damaged girls. Okay. That's oftentimes damage is actually outside of their control. I'm talking about the dicks that they rode by their own volition, by their choice. Okay. So the girls who have ridden a bunch of cock before you even come into the picture, to imagine that those don't matter is an exercise in your extreme denial. Don't deny that. Understand that every single one of those dicks was a man that she thought was going to possibly be her forever guy. And this is true even if girls really aren't that, aren't claiming to look for a boyfriend, are claiming for just wanting casual sex. This is true for girls who don't seem to want to have children or want to have a husband and family. Every single dick that she rides is a dick that deadens her a little bit inside. Because number one, you can't help but connect. When you're connecting socially or sexually with someone, you can't help but share that intimacy and that connection. A part of you, you as a woman, you actually have another human being that you're not bringing into this world. You actually have another human being inside of your body. This is a connection that you cannot deny makes an impact on the female brain. Very few females can actually have sex and have it not fuck with their heads. All right. Not to mention the fact that DNA has shown at this point that every man that she's slept with, every man who's come inside her, every man who has been inside her has left a little piece of himself in there. So to pretend that cock count doesn't matter is you living in a world of denial. However, that being said, you absolutely can't base everything on the exact opposite pendulum swing unless you are in a moral position, in a religious position, in a position yourself where you will only date virgins. And oftentimes that is very much like a planned thing. This is the life that you live. You are probably not paying attention to content in my neck of the woods or hanging out in our area, because game is not as big a player in arranged marriage kind of situations. So if you are in this camp where cock count is everything, it will drive you nuts. So understand, she's probably had a few boyfriends, but truly, just like what AJ Cortez is saying here, to deny that it matters is a terrible idea. But to understand that there are going to be 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 men in front of you, you just have to know that that's the true nature of women. Remember, if you will, every time that you guys have sex, it may take you 2 or 3 weeks to kind of set this ball in motion. You're swiping on the apps. You download the apps. You're swiping on the apps. You're messaging on the apps. You're pulling the girl from the app to phone. You're setting up the date. You're planning the date. You're getting out on the date. You're going on the date. You're getting her through the date in order to bring her back to your place. Girls don't have to do any of that stuff to have sex. We have to make ourselves available for it. That's all we have to do. I know that frustrates the hell out of you guys, but it doesn't make it less true. So where you would see 5 dicks, let's say 5 previous partners that a woman has, you see that as roughly 10 to 15 weeks of work. It's actually just like an hour and a half. Like literally for us, it's the time it takes to be like, hey, what's up? All you have to do is make yourself available. As a female, all you have to do is make yourself available for sex, which is also dangerous because it also fucks with our heads more than it fucks with yours. So keep all of these things in mind, that women and cock count matter. Girls go through breakups. We jump on dicks. Girls don't leave a relationship without having a new guy in our scope. Okay. So all of this revolves around us likely having multiple partners ahead of you. You just have to find out in your head kind of what the coping mechanisms are sometimes to get around the fact that she has slept with men before you, because it's inevitable. One other thing to remember is if she's going to sleep with you on the first date and you genuinely think that she is a virgin, or you think that she has not slept with more than one man in front of you, then you are sorely mistaken. A girl who is a virgin or is actively keeping her count low will absolutely not be sleeping with you on the first date. So if you're able to pull her through like Worth Playboy's, 1-date system, and you actually believe that she's only had maybe one partner ahead of you, or that she's a virgin, or that she's got such a low cock count that like she's only had her high school boyfriend and her college boyfriend ahead of you, you are sorely mistaken. Girls do not operate that way. All right. So have no blinders on. You need to know the realities of how women operate so that you can go through the world in acknowledging a woman's nature so that you can better control your frame and control the outcome. Everyone wins with a guy who just gets it. And that's what we want you to be, is a guy who just gets it. All right, you sexy things. If you haven't already, I would love it if you would check out my Fuck Like a Porn Star book. I also have the Fuck Like a Porn Star course. This is going to take you from good sex to great sex. It's going to be a teacher for those of you who need a little bit of education. Maybe you don't have a lot of experience with women, and so you need to kind of know what you're looking at before you jump in there. This is a great resource for that. So if you don't have a lot of experience with women, if you aren't sexually active yet, or if you just want to increase your odds of getting those girls locked in on your dick because you are a sex god, all of this book. And I want to encourage all of you to check it out, because great sex is the key to great relationships and great dating and finding a great girl. Thank you guys so much for joining me today and every day. I hope that you will go out and get some exercise, lift heavy things, have some great sex, and accomplish something. Be productive, maximize your day, and know that in all things, I want you to win. I thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will see you guys in 23 and a half hours right here. Same time, same place.